Dear students, very welcome. Here is a snapshot of the final product, the dashboard we are going to build in today's assignment. Yeah, the title says it's a dashboard for financial and accounting reports. And here you can see it's one of a simple type of dashboard as compared with the previous ones we have built. Key learning objectives over here are how to connect the data source from a server. So far, all the assignments that we have solved, we have used either an Excel file, Microsoft Excel file, or a CSV file, which is a text file, uh, as per Tableau software. Today, in the initial part of the video, I'll be talking about how to connect using a server. And in this case, I'm going to use a simple Google Drive, and Tableau considers Google Drive, a file coming from Google Drive as a server. And more or less, in future, whenever you graduate, start working for any corporate company, uh, you will be getting the same data from either a server, which could be like a finance server or an ERP enterprise resource planning software server, or some other like SAP S4 HANA or SAP ECC, or it can be Amazon Redshift and so on. There are numerous types which are shown in the earlier part of this video. So here with the example of Google Drive, I'll be showing you how to connect with one, and more or less the procedure is the same. Doesn't matter what type of server you are using. So this should be a good exercise for you. And talking about this dashboard that we will be building today, it has four components to it. First one is this expense table. So you can see this is that all type of expenses. There are five categories, and the same information, yeah, here you can see it in a tabular format, and the exactly same information you can see in form of a horizontal bar chart. So you see this is a horizontal bar chart for the six categories of expenses. You can see administrative, selling, employee, tax, interest, and purchase, and this is the amount spent. Second one is the description. So on top of the actual expense, here you can see the description. So you can see itemized, and here also you can see this is sorted based on descending order. Here also the itemized. So if we take administrative over here, which is filtered over here. So if I change this from administrative to employee, you can see this employee details. So again, it should, the total must be 13,995. So total all these must be 13,995. And these are the items. Yeah. So yeah, five different categories for employees, and administrative has the longest. So that's why there is a scroll bar that comes up. And similarly, you can change these filters to say interest. Interest has like, yeah, the total must be 9,850, and this is the itemized list of yeah. So within this interest, there are three subcategories, descriptions stated over here. Other has none, purchasing has just one, the amount is 711, and selling has these many amounts, and you can see this is also sorted, and selling must have 28,705, and lastly tax, yeah, it has five itemized categories, and it's 1373. Yeah, so again, this is what we are going to build, and here are the filters, and you can see there are three different categories of filter. Again, in this case, I just shown like one main category expense, but later on, if you guys feel like, I mean, you can save this template forever with you, and on purpose I haven't added filters or for any other of these main categories, only expenses I have added. If you want, you can go ahead and add those filters for all of these, and yeah, you can play around. So this is the second filter, and the third filter is date. Yeah, so the data used over here is for January 2024, and again, yeah, so here is the date, 1st of January 2024 until 30th. You can use this scroller bar and see segment of this data. You can, as soon as I change, so all the information you are seeing over here is for expenses employee from 1st of January until 14th of January. If I increase this, say 20th of January, say 3 week of January, this is what I'm seeing, and for the entire time period, this is what I'm seeing. Yeah, so this is again, these two parts are interactive. This is stable. Yeah, so this is what we'll be building today. Also, one more thing I just want to point out in the entire lecture, and towards the end, I haven't used any of these color coding, neither have I used any of these titles, but again, I will accept even if you don't use, so indirectly your chart will be colorless, like white color, which is totally okay with me. If you want to add this color, well, yeah, it is very simple. I'll show you up front. So go to this area towards the end. Once you have your dashboard completed, go to this dashboard option and select format, and for you it will be this white color of the dashboard. Yeah, this is how your dashboard will look like. All you have to do is select this light yellow color and it will take effect. Yeah, so that's one change I have done, only because I just thought maybe colors make things like much more attractive, lucrative. It catches attention. And second is I want to use these titles for you. Yeah, all you have to do is go to each of this bucket, click on this part of that bucket over here, right click, and for you this title will be unchecked. Just go if you check this, you see, I mean, this is what you will be seeing. So all you have to do is go over here, check the title will appear. And I'm using yeah, double click out here, select all, center it. I'm using 10 yeah, Tableau book as the font type and 10 size and bold, and yeah, centered, and apply. Okay, same is the case for all the yeah, the remaining three containers also. So select somewhere over here, you know, a part of this container like this appears, right click over here, make sure you check the title. Same is the case for this container. Click over here, check the title. Same is the case for the last container. Click anywhere over here, this will appear, right click title. Yeah, so these are the changes, and again, it's no big deal for me even if your final dashboard doesn't have this color or title, and it's okay. But yeah, just it's a good practice. And later on, you know, I just recently when I was recording this, I played and I just thought this looks much more attractive, so I added it. So again, I'm saving this. And for you, yeah, like one thing is you have to save this file on your local drive and upload this picture of this as one of the key output, yeah, when you submit your assignment. And also make sure you submit your Tableau public profile, yeah, that link, which is very important. So with that said, let's go ahead and study our data. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I provided this Excel sheet. I'm going to open it. And let's learn the content of this data provided. So here is a file. It says financial and accounting reports on Tableau. So it's opening. Here you go. Yeah, so this particular sheet or file has three different sheets. First one is the chart of accounts. Second one is the raw data. Again, it focuses on expenses. Third one is a data, and this is an extra thing that you know I have added. I'll explain shortly. So let's explore the very first sheet, that is chart of accounts. Yeah. So then when I look at the top, go from left to right again. Very short. It has only four different headers. So like only four columns. First one is category, subcategory, account code, and description. And if I add, so again selecting here, if I add data filters to it, and if I check what all I have, oops, look like I have several categories over here. Yeah, like cost of goods sold, COGS, current asset, current liability, and so on, expenses, fixed asset. So yeah, there are multiple categories and there are lots of blanks over here. And the next part is subcategories. I mean, so far I'm seeing nothing. But if I add this, oh, looks like I have several subcategories: administrative, employee, interest, other, purchase, selling, tax, and blanks. So it looks like most of them are blanks, or at least initially. So we are only seeing blanks. But again, yeah, this is what we have. The next one is the account code. So there are multiple account codes. The minimum is 1000, 1000, maximum is 9000, and there are multiple blanks also here. And usually in any company's accounting system, this is how the coding is, or categories. Well, again, there will be bigger categories, then there will be subcategories within the categories. And then in terms of billing, they will have this account code, which during purchasing or if a transaction is done, the purchaser or the person who is responsible has to use these codes, specific codes, while making the charge or making the payment. And then description of each of this code is given over here. So 1000 means petty cash, 1010 means cash on hand. Similarly, as you move forward, 2330 is 401k deduction payable, maybe it's salary related. And then there is this equity account 3000 level, 3010 is stated capital, and so on. So these are the descriptions given. And when I quickly check the amount of rows, the number of rows I have, let's go down. Oops. Oh yeah. So looks like I have total 149 rows minus 1. So 148 number of rows in chart of account. So it looks like this is more of a definition. Yeah. So all the definitions. So yeah, like categorization and then subcategorization, account code and a description. Yeah. So this is more of a defined entities are shown on this. I'm going to unselect this data file and make it look as is how when we started. So again, and I will say some summary comments are 4 columns and 148 rows of data in chart of account. Next one is your raw data. So looks like these are the actual transactions that were done. And in this case, when the actual transactions are done, they are only capturing the account code. So again, on the day on which this transaction was done, account code meaning 6670. Yeah. So this transaction, maybe there was a note description is given only XXXX and the amount was 650.65. But again, if I want to verify what this exactly is, what was the reason this payment was made of 650.65 was, I'll go to 6670 over here in the chart of account and let's check. This time I'll do manually and yeah, let's do. So again, the number is 6670. So it should be somewhere over here, 6670. So that $650.65 was income tax expense local. Yeah. So similarly, all these are amounts and the day on which the transaction was done and codes are stated over here. So yeah, and if I go from top to bottom, well, let me use, well, again, here, horizontally going, meaning header wise, there are 4 different headers, so 4 different columns, and let's see the number of data points we have. Awesome, we have 257 minus 1, which is 256 data points. So 256 transactions done in this, yeah, like specific month, first month of 2024, which is January. Let's check if there is anything more. So yeah, looks like only January is there. Awesome, account code I'm showing, yeah, like whatever are used are stated over here. Yeah, we might have used all of them or some of them. It depends on what kind of transaction that happened. I don't think this note is much helpful. It just says it's note, no data is provided, so less likely we'll be using it. And amount definitely will be using it. So yeah, minimum is $5.75 and maximum is $998.96. And the third sheet is extra. Again, if you are solving the same equation or doing some more detailed analysis in Excel, this is how it will be. So that's why I created this extra sheet. So again, here I have copied all these dates in here. So again, you can see like I use this equal to equation and I've just yeah, used all these numbers. So that's what it is showing here. When I select any of these, it says equal to, then it is referencing raw data sheet expenses and is telling here the respective A11. Same is the case with account code. Yeah, so account code, yeah, the respective one is being used equals to yeah, B2 from raw data expenses. And description, I used VLOOKUP command. If you guys remember from your 2400 class when we did the VLOOKUP. So this how will be. So we used VLOOKUP and matched the description for the respective account code. So again, this is the definition given and this is the respective code. So that's how we got, using VLOOKUP, we got the respective descriptions. And note, I think, yeah, I just taken from here, whatever it is. And same is the case with amount, I've taken whatever it is. And yeah, this is just a starting. If here I will use like, yeah, and then later on we'll be creating some pivot table and adding some more analysis and so on. But again, thanks to Tableau, it has its own way of doing all the complex analysis, matching, combining data, and giving systematic chart or summaries and so on. So that's what we'll be doing. So for that reason, yeah, we won't be using this third data extra sheet, and that's the reason why I have written extra over here. So in our analysis in Tableau, we'll be using just 2, that is chart of accounts and raw data expenses. So with that said, let's open a new Tableau window and get started. Now let's go ahead and load the data to the Tableau. So far in all the assignments we have done, we have either used a Microsoft Excel file or a text file, that is a CSV file. Today, let me show you a different route. Yeah, let's go ahead and use this to a server part, and I'll be using Google Drive. Yeah, so in technical words, any file that is saved on a Google Drive is connected to a server. So yeah, in Tableau world, Google Drive is considered as a server. And probably if you're working for on this type of assignment or actual project in your accounting or financial world, uh, you will be getting the data from your accounting and financial servers. So yeah, you are seeing this option of Google Drive because I used it. But yeah, let's check a few more. The most commonly used server types as per Tableau. And here you can see these are the installed connectors for 72 different types. So again, these are the most commonly used list of servers. So again, there is Actin, Vector, Alibaba, Data Analytics, Data Analytic DB by MySQL, and then yeah, there are multiple. Amazon Redshift, and as we go down here, there is Azure SQL Database, Data Lake, Storage Gen 2, Azure Synapses, Analytics, Box, Cloudera, Databrick, and so on. You see Dropbox is also there, Google Analytics, Google BigQuery is here, and yeah, these are like multiple Google based servers are there. Then there is IBM, then there is MongoDB, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle is there, SAP HANA is there, SAP different types are there, Splunk is there, and so on. So these are the most commonly used top 72 installed connectors in Tableau, so you can connect. Yeah. So in our case, we are going to use the Google Drive. So here is the list. So I'm going to click on Google Drive and see what happens. Yeah, it's you're trying to make a connection. So again, it opened a new window. Yeah, trying to link to my Google account, and here I'm using my personal Gmail account where I uploaded the same file we discussed. So I click on this account where yeah, Tableau is wanted to make a connection. So again, it is asking me permission. I put the permission on my phone and I'm saying continue. Again, it is asking me to allow, so I'm allowing it. As soon as I do that, you see Tableau created this window to authenticate. It is now safe to close. Yeah, so I'm closing it out, and behind the scene there is a window like this popped up, and yeah, it has got access to all the files in my Google Drive. And again, like Google Drive is considered as a actual server in Tableau. So within this is the file we will be working on: financial and accounting reports on Tableau XLSX. So I'll double click on this. So as soon as you do it, yeah, it is trying to create a connection. So yeah, this is how it did, and these are the 3 sheets like we discussed within that file. And in our case, we are going to use this chart of accounts as well as raw data. Well, for now, maybe I'll take it back. Just showing you some demo. So I'm going if I drag this raw data expenses into my canvas, see this is what I get. So these are the content of that sheet, that is raw data expenses, and these are the numbers. Yeah. And something more I wanted to show is, since it is a server, let me pull the file. Yeah, since it's a server, and let me just show you it from my other web page. So this is the file we are working on, financial and accounting reports on Tableau. I'll double click on it and it will open the file. And currently we added this raw data expenses sheet into Tableau. And you can see it has date, account code data, notes, and amount. And since it's a server, yeah, so if I update this number, let's see what happens. Yeah, so from 650.65, I'm changing it to 2650.65 and pressing enter. Technically, Tableau will update this number within few minutes, but yeah, it hasn't. And if I want instant update, all I will do is I'll click. I will maybe let me share my screen out here. This is half and this is my remaining half. This is raw data expenses. So you see, I changed this number to 2650 and here it is 650.50. Technically, it must update by itself after a few minutes, but if it isn't, you can press this refresh data source. As soon as I do it, you see even that number got updated. Yeah. So again, every time there is an update in your source file within your server, the data in Tableau will update. And suppose you use this sheet to create all your multiple sheets, KPIs, and a dashboard. And if you update the numbers in your source file from your server, the numbers in your dashboard will also get updated. So that's the advantage of connecting it through server. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we did. So I'm taking it back. Well, it's no, it won't happen because awesome, no worries. So yeah, that's what we that's how we did. So let me go back and change that number to say 650.65. I'm going to my Tableau again and update. It will take a few seconds, but yeah, it will surely update here. So this is one way to directly connect to your server. And yeah, more or less all these types of servers, the list of servers we saw it. Yeah, let me just close it up and we'll use a standard method. But this is something I wanted to show you. This is how you connect your data source to your server. Yeah, to get the data into Tableau. So with that said, let me open a new Tableau. Awesome. Here you go. It opened. Oops, in my other window. Yeah, so this is what we did. So in general terms, more or less the procedure of linking the data or connecting the data or data sources from any server to Tableau is more or less the same. So suppose your company is using S4 HANA or your employee is using S4 HANA, you click on that and then you select the location. Tableau will go ahead and make the connections and list all those sheets or data, like the sources which you can add to your canvas and do your all the visualizations. Yeah, so that's how it is. Yeah, I just wanted to show you how it works. Now coming back, let's use a standard method. Yeah, so I'm selecting Microsoft Excel, going to the source where the file exists. Tableau will do its connections. And in this case, like we discussed, this data sheet is an extra. Just wanted to show you. So the two main sheets we'll be using is chart of accounts. So I'm going to drag that into my center the canvas over here. And then I'm going to connect the raw data expenses as well. And as soon as I do it, you see Tableau went ahead and did find the common headers from the columns as account code and account code over here and made the linkages over here. So it did find the connections rightly. Yeah, so this is how it will happen every time you have a data file, usually Excel or CSV, with the same headers for columns. If not, let's see that scenario whether if that's not the case. So in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect, or maybe I'm just going to remove this. Oops, it's not working. Edit connection. Well, let me just close it out. Yeah, I just want to keep it simple because I'm just showing you some easy ways. And in our source file, let me show you. I'll just go ahead and make a change on purpose so that I can show you how to make those linkages. If I open our file over here that says financial accounting reports on Tableau. So here, these are the two sheets we are using: chart of accounts and raw data expenses. You can see the account code has the same name, and here also account code is the same name. Suppose I change this name to say account code data. In your sheet that says raw data expenses, and I'm going to save this and I'm going to close it out. Now let's go to our Tableau and I'm going to connect it to through a file, Excel file. Open it. Tableau is making the linkages. Awesome, done. So I'm going to drag this chart of accounts into the center of the canvas again, and I'm going to drag the raw expenses in the center of the canvas again. And here you see there is an error, and it says relationship chart of account to raw data doesn't exist. Yeah, so it says some more information is there. Many to many default. This relationship has no matching fields. Edit the relationship to select matching fields. Yeah. So again, yeah, if situation like this happens, and if you know which which are the linking uh, sets of data or the fields, or this is how you'll be working on it. So first one is go to this chart of accounts and select account code, and then this is your operator, and again these are different types of operators, but oftentimes equal to is the most highly used operator. So again I've selected account code in chart of accounts sheet, and then within this raw data expenses I'm going to select this is equivalent or equal to account code data, and as soon as you do it you see and connection is formed, and yeah, the data is displayed. And as soon as you get this data, and again we have reviewed this already when we did our review of our data in Excel file. But yeah, as soon as you do that, it will make those linkages, and yeah, the data is ready. And now you can start building your visualizations. Now let's start building our very first sheet. So for that, I'm going to drag the subcategories into the rows and the amounts within this table. And you see the sum of all the amounts that had existing values have appeared over here. There are two fields that has no values, and technically we do not want it. First one is the null. Yeah, the cells that had absolutely no entries, and then there is a specific category other that has no entries within it. So technically we do not want it. There are few ways to fix it. The very easiest way is just go to this show me, select any chart. I will just select this one that is selected recommended. So I'm going to select this and make it smaller. So you see it built a chart, horizontal bar chart like this, and on the extreme right hand side you can see there is a node that says two nulls. I will click on that. As soon as I click on that, a window like this appears that says special values for amount, and here I'm going to select filter data, and as soon as I select that, you see a filter of sum of amount has been added within the filter, and the categories, subcategories that had no value have disappeared. Yeah, so if I make this bigger, table dimension, see edit filter, see this is what it has done. So if you had started with adding this sum of amount into the filter, you should have selected special and say none values only. So that has been automatically created when you added this show me. Yeah, so this is one way and easy way to do it. Yeah, so I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to go back. Let's go to our standard here where we were at. And here I'm going to do other way. I will say maybe if you don't want to go this route where you add a sheet or a new chart, I'll just drag this amount into my filters, and as soon as I do it, you see a filter like this appears. And then here I'm going to, yeah, let's go with all values, and I will select the last option, which is specials, and within specials I will select non-null values and going to apply. Yeah, you get the same answer. You see this, right? So yeah, these are the couple ways to do it, easiest way to do it. Just wanted to bring to your attention. So by this, yeah, we did what we wanted to do so far. Here, as soon as I change, I can see something changed over here. It only shows amount, which is a general term. I want it to be sum of amounts. So I'm going to make this bigger. Go to the measure and say select sum. Well, nothing is going to change over here, but yeah, that's what I want. So I'm going to say OK. Awesome. So I got this sum of amounts. Next, I'm going to add the category field in the filter. And as soon as I do that, you see a window like this again pops up. I'm going to select expenses because that's what we are going to analyze as we move forward as a part of this particular sheet that we are creating. So I'm going to apply. Awesome. This also is created. Next, I'm going to make this bigger and let's say show the filter, because I want to see, yeah, all the categories and currently expenses selected. Next, I'm going to make this bigger and say apply to worksheets, and within that, currently the option selected says only this worksheet. I'm going to say apply to worksheets all using related data sources. Yeah, so I'm going to select that, and you see a symbol like this appears. So technically we have created our very first visualization sheet. So I'm going to name this as expenses table. Perfect. Next, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire Tableau sheet so that in case something happens, we don't lose the work we have done. So at first, I'm going to select, save it in my local drive. Let's name it as Tableau dashboard dash financial and accounting reports, and then save it. So now we have created this expenses table. So the data presented over here, summary presented over here, is in tabular format. Let's create a similar chart like this, but we'll present the same information in a chart format. So for that reason, I'm going to duplicate this existing sheet, create a duplicate. Yeah, everything is exactly the same. Next part is I'm going to hide this because in this sheet I don't need this filter. So I'm going to go to over here. I'm going to say I'll uncheck this show filter. Yeah, that goes away. And now I'm going to click on this show me. By default, it is recommending this horizontal bar chart. I'm going to select it. Yeah, this looks awesome. Let me try a few more. Suppose if I select this recommended, still a table. This maybe not a best fit. This one similar as previous one, but this time it has color coding. And if I select pie chart, yeah, pie chart might also look good. Let me try a few more. Already tried this. Stack, maybe a single stack histogram doesn't look the best. Then let's see tree maps. Yeah, this also looks great. Yeah, this polygon with the largest area is administrative, has the highest amount 60,095. Then selling expense category 28,705. So this also looks impressive. Let's try a few more. Well, maybe not the best. The circle view. Other recommended is box and whisker. I don't think this fits the best purpose. Let's try this packed bubble tree. Wow, this looks good because we have limited expense categories. Yeah, I think this really looks good. And when I hover my mouse on each of these, I can see the numbers. So with the category administrator stated over here, when I hover my mouse, it gives me the amount. And if I want to see this amount directly on the chart itself, all I will do is I will drag the amount into my label. Awesome, even this is visible. And here, yeah, maybe I'll stick with this chart because yeah, among all the options that I think I like this the most, and it is conveying the information very well. Considering that we have a limited number of fields over here, that is 6. Yeah, you see this for the small one. I'm not seeing either the text or the number because it's too small in size. But again, when I hover my mouse, I can see its purchase category and the amount spent is only 711. And here, what I'll do is I'll just say entire view for now. And I think yeah, this looks good. I'm going to make this smaller. Again, I'm going to save this file. So yeah, this looks good so far. And I'm going to name this as, so again, this was our expense table because we are displaying the data in a tabular format. Here, I'm going to say this is expense, say chart, or I can call it bubble chart or simple chart. Yeah. Expense chart. Yeah, let's use simple language. So let's call it as expenses chart. One more thing I might do is, yeah, let's go ahead and drag this date and add it into the filter. Let's go to the top of the filter and a window like this pops up. And again, there are several options I can have for the date filter. I'm going to select the range of dates. I'm going to say next. And by default, it has identified the range, the minimum versus maximum is from 1st of January 2024 to 30th of January 2024. I think, yeah, this is good for me. So I'm going to apply it. So you see that this date filter got added. And since we created a copy, hey, one more thing. So date filter, I'm going to add this show date filter over here also. And on top of it, let's check. Oh yeah, I'm glad that we checked. I'm going to apply this, apply to worksheets, all using related data sources. I'm going to select this. So once I do that, you see a symbol like this is being seen, and it's going to apply for all the data sources. So when I go over here, even that should appear. Date filter is appearing over here. So by doing this, we created our second chart or second sheet, second visualization that goes onto the dashboard. So here I'm again going to save just in case. Now we created our second chart. Now let's go and create another sheet. So I'm just going to right click on here and going to create a duplicate. Well, before that, let me do a few things over here. Let's organize this. So I'm going to click somewhere over here, or yeah, somewhere over here. And I'm just going to, or outside, I'm just going to sorted based on the descending order. So yeah, administrative has highest, that is 60,000, then selling and so on. So these are the categories and descending order of the expenses. I'm also going to add units to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to going to make this bigger, or this way. Yeah, let's say format. Right click on here, format, go to columns and here and go to fields. I'm going to select sum of amounts, and here in the numbers, for the paying numbers, I'm going to add currency. Yeah, dollar is added, which is stated over here. Maybe I will take away the decimals for now. Maybe decimals are not so significant. I'll just take away from now. So yeah, I did that. This looks much more presentable now. Yeah, let's do the same thing over here also. Yeah, so again, I want to go over here and say format, and within format, oops, yeah, I think by field, by default, the field, sum of amount has been selected. So I'm going to click on here, say currency custom, and you see dollar has been added, and I will take away the decimal here also. So yeah, this is much more organized looking one. And now I'm going to go to our original sheet and right click over here and going to create a duplicate. So yeah, second duplicate has been created. I will drag the third sheet that we are going to work on. And on top of this, so here we have subcategories, we have sum of amounts, and we have 3 different filters that we have applied. So here I'm going to add one more level of detail here. So description. So I'm going to drag the description into my rows, and you see what happened. So our initial table has a higher level summary. It is summing all the administrative expenses and summing them. And here we are seeing it in a descending order. Here is the same. The first category is the same, that is subcategory. And on top of it, a description has been added. And these are the details of each. Yeah. So technically, sum of all these should be in administrative should be 60,195. And similarly, sum of all these selling type of expenses must sum up to 28,705 and so on. And looks like there is some text we are missing out. So I'm just going to hover my mouse over here until it becomes like this, and then I'm going to drag it, just making it wider so I can read. Maybe little less wider, and I think this is good enough for now. And on top of this, what I'm also going to do is, in this case, maybe I don't need this filter, so I'm going to say hide card. Here also I'm going to say hide card. So these two are hidden for now. And I'm seeing systematically it's subcategories here. Maybe I'll make this bigger also. I can read the subcategory, and then description has been added. Let me name this as say expenses description. Let's name this as expense description. So even this changes. This looks good. This looks good. And on top of this, I'm also going to add another filter. So I'm going to say subcategories, and I'm going to add it as a filter over here. And window like this pops up. I'm going to say like apply. So it got applied. Then I'm going to say OK. Awesome. So behind the scene, that filter has been added. I'm going to let's say I want to see that filter. So I'll say show filter. Something like this appears, and currently it is showing me all the filters that we have selected. That is for all the non-null or non-zero subcategories we have selected. So other and null are missing out. And suppose if I only want to see a specific, say administrative or employee or interest or purchase, selling, tax, all I will do is select this all and select all, and let's go with employee for now. So if I select this, I am seeing only the expenses for employees. And oops, I think this is descending order. This doesn't look like it's in descending order. No worries. For now, let me do one thing. I'll select them all and select here, and then click out, and I will check this sort in descending order by sum. So once I do that, this is in descending order. Then I will unselect these all. Let's go with our the one that we selected, that is employee. So these are the employee expenses in descending order. Also, let me do the same thing. So show filter is there. On top of it, I'm going to say apply to worksheet all using related data sources. So once I do that, you see a symbol like this appears, and now it is all linked together. So by doing this, we completed our third visualization. Now, similar to what we did for the previous two sheets that we created a tabular form of data first, and then we created chart for it. And then for yeah, we created this expenses description tabular form of data. Now we are going to create a similar chart for it. Yeah, so I'm going to right click here, create a duplicate, and let's name this as chart. And just for your reference, yeah, you see when we quickly scroll over here, we are seeing limited number of information. So yeah, that's going to change shortly. Let's work on this. The fourth sheet we created, expenses description chart. And because this change that happened, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, yeah, the subcategory, because that applied, and again we selected only employees, and that employee got yeah, that filter got added to all the corrected data sets. So I'm going to change that, yeah, because I saw that. So it's going to subcategory, and here we selected all using related data sources. So again, the main data source is this, and if I select this option, it's going to yeah, use this as a main data source and going to apply this filter to all the related sheets. So that's what it did. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to say selected worksheets. Yeah, so just yeah, pay attention over here. So on my third sheet that said expenses description, few minutes ago what we did was applied in this subcategory, I applied this apply to worksheets to all the using related data sources. I'm going to change that to selected worksheets only. Yeah, and now a window like this pops up. Currently it's selecting all these available worksheets. So you see this is the worksheet, and within that it is telling there are 4 of these, and this is the one we are working for. So that's why we don't have option to select this, but there is one expense table here, there is one expense chart over here, and this is our current expense description, and there is this fourth expenses description chart, which is this fourth that we barely created a copy. So I'm going to unselect the first one, I'm going to unselect the second one, I'm going to keep this one, and yeah, this one I can't change, it should be there, but I'm going to select this one. Yeah, so keep this selected, and then I'm going to click OK. And when I do that, let's see what happened. You see all these remaining yeah, came back. Yeah, although it's showing this because it's some way related over here, but I'm seeing the data for all of them. Yeah, and since yeah, I mean, yeah, I just selected this one, expenses description chart, you see I'm only seeing for employee. Yeah, so that's the key thing. So more or less this has been completed also, at least the filter part. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, well, technically I do not want this because this filters I'm going to control from expenses description. So I'm going to click on here and say hide card. Then I'm going to go to show me, and similar to what we did here, I'm going, oh sorry, at the wrong place, back. And this is the best part of Tableau, is you can always go back. So awesome, well, we changed, and this is back. Oops, everything went back. Okay, let's do it again. 1 2 3 go apply to selected worksheets only, uncheck on this sheet, say OK. Awesome. Coming back, I'm going to say chart, expenses description, CHART. Done. Yeah, only one is there. Awesome. Then I'm not going to need this in my fourth sheet that we created. So I'm going to say hide card over here. Then I'm going to say show me. Yeah, let's start playing with the recommended or available charts. This looks good to me. Let me check this. Well, it was as good as the previous one. This maybe not the best. This also similar to this one or the original one, just has a color coding and text option in it. Not available. Well, pie chart also good, but maybe I'll still try a few more. This looks great. Yeah, I think here we sorted. Here also we sorted. So yeah, let's sort these also. Maybe this works well. Let's try a few more things. Maybe not the best. Still not the best. Good, but yeah, maybe still we can try something else. Not the best. We already used it. Maybe it doesn't fit in this case. So yeah, for now maybe I'll just stick with this option, that is horizontal bar chart, and again I will sort it based on descending order. And I'm seeing the, yeah, I think this is good. So I'm going to make this smaller. Awesome. On top of it, I want to see the numbers just like what we did over here. You're seeing the category as well as the numbers, dollar. So yeah, it's always good. So all I'm going to do is going to drag the amount into my labels, and as soon as I'll see the numbers over here. And you see this is missing because there is less space. So I'll make this a little bigger. Awesome. This is also visible. And just to make it presentable, you see I can't read the whole thing. So I'm going to make this smaller, maybe a little bit bigger. Awesome. Or maybe backward. Good enough. Here I'm not seeing all. So I'm going to make this here or a little bit. Yeah, this is good because this subcategory is there. It look good. And since we are seeing this number, maybe I don't need this one. So all I'm going to right click here, format. Or yeah, sorry. Yeah, say add reference format, clear access, edit access, custom amount, include 0. Maybe the format option itself, I will just say do not show access, something like that. So field category access, yeah. Shading. Man, I don't want to see it. Clear access range, select mark format, show header. Yeah, I just eliminate that. Yeah, it's gone. Perfect. This is what I wanted. And again, I'm going to save this. Say save. So by doing this, we have created 4 different sheets that will go on our dashboard. Yeah. So the next step is we will start building the dashboard. Now let's initiate a dashboard. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to name this as expenses for now. And now I'm going to start adding each of these sheets that we created. So very first I'm going to drag it over here. And the next one I'm going to drag next to it. Third one I'm going to drag this expenses description somewhere here. And the fourth one, expenses description chart of the same. On top of it, I'm also, well, looks like I'm also going to select this. Yeah, show dashboard title. So the dashboard title is seen. So I'll just center it. I'm a fan of centering. So again, it's going to take this title that is sheet name, to center it over here, going to apply. Font looks good to me for now. Later on, when we do our final orientation and we do the final check, I think we'll be changing at that time. But for now, it's good. So center title over here. And here, I think some of these descriptions are self-explanatory. So I'm going to right click over here, say hide title. Here also right click over here, or just click on this chart, go to this worksheet and check this show title. It will do the same. And for each of these chart, I think these 3 filters have been added because I think 2 of them are combined. So that's why we are not seeing 4 filters. Yeah, these 2 are kind of go hand in hand together. Just looking at this orientation, maybe it's not looking the best to me. I still think that this is a space you can use. So I'm going to drag it over here. And for this, oops, I think, yeah, this is, yeah. And other thing which I noticed, and again, I'm trying to think and trying to make my dashboard most presentable. And now I'm just realizing maybe this is not the best chart for this. Other part is you see there is a lot of information hidden over here. And if I, just stop creating, or I just, kind of fit in all these charts the way they are and try to, like create a dashboard, submit a dashboard. Maybe, I mean, it is a good dashboard, but again, I won't be seeing all the information in a single screen. I might have to scroll left and right over here as well. And yeah, maybe not the best orientation. So again, let's go and make some changes. So for this, let's try some other chart types. Yeah, so I'm going to select on this, and then I'm going to select on this go to sheet, or you can directly go to sheet over here. But again, this is one way. So if you have like 20 of different sheets in a single dashboard, this is a good way to go. Say go to sheet, it will take me to the right sheet. And just like we did before, I'm going to play around. It's the same Tableau. I think we have too many tables on the sheet or the dashboard, so I'm not going to stick with that. This doesn't look like the best. This one doesn't look like the best. This one, I think maybe looking at the overall space, yeah, maybe this is a good option. So maybe I'll stick it with this for now. Let me add this numbers. Yeah. Oh, the very first thing is I'm going to sort this based on the descending order. So yeah, this is looking much better. Then I'm going to go to amount and label. The label is added, and now I don't need this. So I'm going to right click and say hide this show header. The entire header is gonna yeah, make this smaller. Other part is maybe I'll take this grid lines off. So right click on here, say format, and yeah, I think this is good. Columns. Oh yeah, it's in here, this part. That is the grid line. I'm going to say grid lines, none. Yeah, this disappeared. Maybe I need to get this axis line off also. So let's look. Yeah, let's make all of these none. Yeah, technically we all need these names, these bars and the numbers only. So let's make all of these to none. None, drop lines to none, then axis ruler, none, axis text, well, we don't see any, but let's keep it none. And also this subcategory, I'm just going to eliminate it because it's self-explanatory. So I'm going to click on this and say hide field labels. And now I'm going to again, like, let's for safety, let's save the file, then go over here, expenses. Awesome, this is looking much more good now. So yeah, these are the categories in declining order, descending order. Yeah, bar and the numbers we are seeing over here, and yeah, this is the same information over here. Now, yeah, like you can see, there is a lot of information going from left to right. Here also there is a lot of information going to left to right. Maybe this is not the best orientation side by side. So I'm going to maybe select this and going to drag over here and going to try to drag down. Yeah. So when I do that, awesome. This is, yeah, much better in the right direction, I think. And I'm going to drag this and I'm going to fit it in somewhere down. And what's this is going out, and this is staying this way. Maybe I'll just take it up. I think maybe I'll get rid of these fields, also hide the field. I know, I mean, this is employee, and I think this is the field I'm seeing, and yeah, this is what we are selected. That's why we are seeing this. Also, this is good. We still have some space over here. I'll take it up. Other thing is, I think, yeah, when we changed this chart type from that bubble chart to the horizontal bar, I think one of the filter disappeared. So let's bring it back. So I'm going to select on here and let's go over here. And yeah, so yeah, we just make this small triangle bigger, more options and filters. And let me add, say, currently I'm seeing category. So let me add a subcategory to it. Awesome. Yeah, so this is the main category. Currently expenses is selected, and within expenses, the employee what we are seeing. So if I select all, I'll see all of them. Yeah, it's a long list. And if I decide to go with, say, administration, yeah, these are the administration cost, and these are the individual itemized ones cost. So this is great, but I still don't think this is the best orientation. We can still do well. So in here also, I'm going to right click and say hide field. Here also, I'm going to right click, say hide field. Much better. Let's center this and say center, bold, apply. Awesome. Double click, bold, center, apply. Let's drag this up. I think, yeah, this is a space we can utilize. So currently, if I select this, you know, the standard view is selected. I'll say utilize entire view. Oops, this becomes too smaller, maybe not the best. See, fit height, still not the best. Fit width, yeah, I think I can live on this fit width for now. Let's play around and see what else we can do. Again, employees, yeah, there are limited. Administration, there are a lot, and again the cost is also high. If I select this and see interest, yeah, I think administrator has the administration has the highest. So good for now, good for now. This is also good for now. Now we have figured out the two tabular formats of the sheets and two chart format, and then we also figured out the filters. Now let's looking at the chart types, let's reorient few things. So definitely this is a horizontal bar chart, so we can utilize this horizontal space over here, and this is a tabular space with this extra space, and again we can adjust this space also. And I think this is good enough. So we can, these two charts, yeah, these two tabular charts or tabular format of the data presentation can go side by side. This can fit in the middle horizontally, and this I think is already in a good shape. So yeah, let's reorient all these. Yeah, so I'm going to select over here, take it this goes over here. Then I'm going to select over here. I'm going to select this and I'm going to drag until I start seeing something like this. Awesome. And you see this can go sideways. So I'm going to drag it to my left. Well, this is kind of a very well like self-explanatory that this is a description. So I'm going to hide this, or maybe I'll keep it for now. This is good. This is good. Yeah, looks like we need a lot of adjustments with respect to the filters over here. Yeah, that we are seeing. Well, a few things is, let me see currently the standard view. I'm going to say for this, let's make it entire view. Oops, not the best. Let's say fit height, still not the best. Say fit width, good. Yeah, I think we can still scroll. So this option is good, and it looks like administrative type of expense has a lot because the amount is also highest here 60,000, so that's normal. Maybe for the others it might not be so high. This, yeah, I think we can still use this space, and I think, yeah, this is the right space. I don't want to shrink it anymore. So instead of standard, let me try say entire view. Oh, good enough. In this case, entire view looks very well. Here also, I think this is extra space. I'm going to drag few things over here, and I think this is extra space. So I'm going to drag some things over here, and yeah, this looks great for now. Let me try formatting here. Rows, columns. Yeah, we are looking at columns. Book, this is good. Yeah, this is also good. Bold, yes, good. Tabular, yes, very good. Format, alignment. Header is automatic. Let's try. Well, it's not a header. It's not going to do anything. It's not a header, but let's go on total pane. Yeah, I do center. It didn't change anything. Center, well, doesn't matter. It's okay. And then I'm going to the row. Oh yeah, this is starting to look good. So I think this center is good. Oops, this may be not the best. So again, I'll go to the top here. So yeah, this at least is looking good. Oh yeah, maybe the administrative was in the center, but still we have a long scroll. It was being seen over here. So this is good, yeah, for administrative. Next part is top automatic. Oh yeah, let's go to the sheet. Well, this was for the row. This is for the column, middle, center. Let's go for the sheet. Yeah, pane. Oh, awesome. Pane also good. Yeah, in fact, this extra space we can try to utilize, or we'll see how we can deal with it. This is also good. Yeah, middle, center, automatic header. Well, we are not using header, so it doesn't matter. Rows. I think, yeah, this is starting to look good. Sweet. Maybe we can try the centering over here also. Yeah, so I'm selecting over here, and yeah, body what is going over there. So header, automatic, center, good. Yeah, looks very well. Yeah, good. So this also. Then let's go for columns. Center. Center. Yeah, this is also center. Let's go on the sheet. Pane, center. Awesome. This looks good. So this is much clearer, and I think this is much more presentable also. So administrative, this is the total cost, and description of that administrative is here. I think this is redundant, kind of self-explanatory. So I'm going to get rid of this. Say hide title for now. So this is one chart, overall expenses, other chart, detail of what we have selected over here. So again, we definitely need to polish up these filters, which we'll do shortly. And then this is the total cost, I think. So this is a tabular format, and the same information is presented here in chart format, horizontal bar chart. So I think this is good for now. And then this is the detail, yeah, administrative. I think this is also redundant. So maybe I'm going to hide the title for now. Looks good. And this is a long list, so no wonder, no worries. Now let's go and fix these filters, yeah. So the very first is date. Yeah, currently it's fixed, so I'm going to make it as a floating. Once I do floating, it just acts as a text box in our Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Excel. So for date, I think this is a lot of empty space over here. So I'm going to use this related space. So currently I'm going to place the date filter here. Second one is my category. So it's fixed, yeah, fixed width so far. I'm going to click and create it as a floating. So once I do that, oh wow, I got even more space. Great. Oh, in fact, both of them are working together. Well, maybe I can separate it out. Let's create this also as a floating. So even this separates out to these. Instead of one, we get two. And I think, oops, sorry. Control Z. I did something and it changed. Oh, looks like this is also fixed. So let's do it one more time. Yeah, floating. So this is floating, this is floating now. Great. Yeah, we can freely move these wherever we want. And you see, I mean, currently I've seen the entire list, and maybe that's not the right orientation way to look at it. Let's see what other options we have. If I make this bigger for this category type of filter, currently the selection says multiple values, list is given. So we are seeing the entire list and we are supposed to check. Similarly, if I can go here, but again, I can't select multiple at a time. I can only one single value list. Drop down, maybe that's a good option, but again, it will be single value. I won't be selecting multiple. Same single slider, and it looks like I am more fixated towards using the multiple option. So maybe, yeah, this is multiple list. Currently it is, I've seen the entire one. Let me go with multiple value drop down. Yeah, so let's see what we get. Oh, awesome. It's very concise, and the ones that is selected is, yeah, seen. Yeah. And again, the title clearly said that it's multiple value, meaning I can do multiple selections. So let me try a couple of them. So currently, I'm sorry, not this one. Here, currently expenses is selected. If I say expenses and fixed assets, oh yeah, and click out, okay, expenses, fixed assets, okay. Yeah, it says multiple value, great, yeah. So this is in the right direction. So for now, I'll keep expenses and use this orientation or this method of presenting. And in this case, this bucket is extra. I'm just going to delete it. Yeah. And then the last one, that is the subcategory. And here also multiple list is there, and I don't want to use single value. So again, I think this is the one that we identified as work best for our purpose. So okay, awesome. I'm going to do it. And awesome, yeah, I'm seeing this single list. I'm going to string this out. If I do that, oh, this is great looking. Now I have a dashboard ready. I have this tabular format, description of the same, the one that is selected over here for the expenses. And if I move from administrative to employees, yeah, again I'm seeing the employees description detailed, and since the list of employees is so small, I'm going to see very less over here, and there's a lot of space over here, and I think more of this also is kind of taken care. See, if I go with interest, even small list, and that's why there is more real estate space, but that's normal because whatever initial yeah, planning we did was based on the administrative, which has the highest expense and the highest number of categories over here. So maybe for this purpose, this works, yeah. So select these and date range is this. So like you identify the minimum and maximum. So if I select say from 13th of January or say 16th of January to 30th of January, if I do this, awesome, I'm going to see those limited number of numbers from this range only. And if I do the similar other side, 1st of January to 12th of January, or 16th of January, this is what I'm seeing. 1st of January to 7th, I'm seeing. So this is a slider type option. Awesome, this is great. Hey, now I'm thinking few more things. Like, why did I restrict myself with just limited few things, right? So here all are applied. Same is the case for date. All are applied. Some also, I think. Yeah, let's go with this. Yeah, I think there is nothing to lose out here. For some also, I'm going to say with all using data source. Here also, I'm going. Yeah, this is some also. If I say all using data source, I'm sure this is also the same thing. If not, we'll change it. Yeah, all using data source. Third one also. Let's go and check dates. All using. Some also. All using categories also. All using subcategories also. All using. Here also, let's go to date. Some. All using, correct. And these are also already selected. All using. This is also all using. So by doing this, we are making all those sheets like dynamic. Yeah. So currently, oops, I know what happened. So since I applied, I'm not seeing all the categories over here. The one that is expenses and within expenses. Yeah, here in this filter, only administrative is selected. That's why I see administrative. So maybe that wasn't the right choice to go with. You see, if I select this, I'm seeing all of these. So maybe keeping this as is and keeping this as is makes sense. And in case you want to see the details of administrative, selling, employee, tax, interest, or purchase, we can make the selection and we can see the change over here and change over here versus not over here. So, well, yeah, let me just category, subcategory. Yeah, let me just go back instead of, yeah, investigator selections. I think this is where we were in the chart. Okay, awesome. Category side by side, this category side by side. And here we can make it centered. Apply. Here also we can make it centered. I. Here also we can make it centered. I. Okay. So slider type date, category is multiple choice, drop down. Here also multiple choice, drop down. And yeah, let's name it properly. Again, the title of our assignment is say financial accounting reports dashboard. Yeah, so let's change it. Say W dashboard. Let's see, yeah, just DASHBOARD dash financial accounting, or yeah, financial accounting reports. Yeah, so it completes. Okay, yeah. So again, yeah, so just revising, let's see if everything looks correct to us. One more thing is, like technically I try to maximize this space. I'm using a big screen here. So I know, I mean, I did trial and error that 1600 versus 850 works best for me. And again, in all our previous dashboards that we created, I kind of re-emphasized on changing these numbers. The like one of the shortcut is just go over here and select automatic. But initially I wanted to show you that there is option of using this actual number, so that's why I did. So again, let's go here and say instead of fixed size, let's say automatic. It will yeah, readjust. Yeah, there's more space over here, but again, since I'm using a big screen, this is, yeah, I'll live with it. Yeah, the way it is looking at, so making much more attractive. I will save this as well. And if I go in the full presentation mode, this is what I'm seeing. Great. So again, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down, scroll up. And since it's administrator, which is the highest category over here, 60,000, 60,000, I'm seeing a long list here and long list over here. And similarly, if I change, well, I know this is not going to work. Yeah, it's only going to change the selection because in the very first sheet, I don't think we have filtered that. Yeah. So that's the reason. But again, in this case, the main goal is to just show you this financial accounting report, and we only emphasize on expenses, and that's why here the category is selected expenses only. And yeah, like everything else is not. Yeah, we have not added that to the filter. If I had, it will work. Yeah, but yeah, just wanted to show you that yeah, when we are doing this kind of expense analysis, this is how you'll be building your dashboard. So I'm going to save this. With that, we complete this assignment, complete the dashboard. Thank you all for all your hard work, all your focus, for staying with me. And yeah, just save this whole dashboard in your local file, and also make sure you go and save the same thing in your Tableau public, because after a year, when the Tableau desktop license expires, you won't be having any access to this the files that you have created, at least until you get a full access, full license, but your Tableau public will still be accessible. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys.